record.
Yeah.
Is it all in? Cool. Well, today I'm going to show you how to travel with your art supplies in Europe. I like to travel light, so I carry all of my materials in a backpack.
First step here is to prepare your foam core. This is the piece of foam core that you're going to use over and over again by stapling your canvas to the foam core. And when you're finished with that, with the painting, then you'll take it off of the foam core, put another canvas on, so you're ready to go again. But one point she wants to make here is that when you take the painting off of the foam core, you'll have to put it somewhere to dry. Somewhere that you're not breathing in the fumes, because the fumes are considered toxic. So let it dry somewhere away from where you're sleeping, and then when it's dry, you can store it with pieces of wax paper between your paintings. So this is what your foam core that you're going to put your painting on, or your, what is that called?
Senso canvas. It's 11 by 14 sheets. There's 10 sheets in each packet.
You don't have to gesso it. It's already prepared.
Already prepared.
As soon as you staple that to your foam core, you're ready to paint.
Right. And what I do is I tear one off. I staple it.
So do you carry that staple gun with you to Europe?
I do. I carry one for all my guests that join me on the trip, so they don't all have to carry one of these.
Oh, okay.
And that surface is ready to paint on. And you have to make sure when you, I remove this backing board for traveling because this is thick and heavy, but I save it, and I'll show you why I save it in a minute. But these, when you tear all these off here, you have to be careful when you paint on it that you make sure you paint on a shiny surface.
Let's say one side shiny and the other side.
And one side is very dull,
dull.
and you want to paint on the shiny surface. That's the side that's been treated.
Okay.
Now we're going to act like we just painted this painting.
So that's your...
And we've gone ahead and we've removed it from these corners.
So notice you have another size there. So do you carry two different sizes when you go?
Yes, this is for 16 by 20. I can also do this size, and I always carry a larger one and one smaller one when I travel.
So depending on what you're painting, you can decide the size you want to use.
That's right. And yes, taking the wet paintings, and I'm going to go ahead, and they're going to be drying in a different room other than the room I sleep in, wherever I am in Europe. And I'm going to take a piece of wax paper, say I'm traveling to another spot the next day. I'm just going to put a piece of wax paper between that painting and this next painting. And I'm just going to lay those like this in my suitcase.
Do you bring your wax paper with you, or can you get that when you're over there?
You can probably get it there. Lay those in there just like that, in your suitcase. And you lay one more piece on top of that, and you are ready to go. Like that. And then you're ready to lay those in your suitcase. You know, you can lay your clothes on top, however you want to do it. They're already drying because they're the alkyds, and they travel wonderfully.
So how long do you have to let it dry before you can stack them with the wax paper?
They'll dry fairly well even overnight.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a day or two and you're good.
A day
you can
or
put
two
them in
and
your
you're good.
suitcase.
As long as you're working with brushes and you're using the alkyd oil paint, they dry very quickly.
Sometimes you just throw them in the back window of the car, or
That
you know,
too,
if you're
to
traveling.
keep them so they dry faster. Yes, that's a wonderful way to do it.
Okay.
And then, when you get home, you have this neutral pH adhesive from the company Lineco in order to apply the canvas to another piece of foam core, the one that's going to be permanently adhered to. And what you do is you take your painting and you spread this evenly all over the surface of this foam core. Spread it very evenly with a spatula so that there's no spots where it's not. Lay your painting on top and then you're going to put a weight on it.
Like a book or
which is why I
something.
saved this backing board.
Oh, that cardboard that you took off
cardboard backing
earlier.
board that I removed from that, I used that cardboard backing board to put on that as my first part of my weight. Then I have these wonderful New Century dictionaries
Looks
that
like
are
a heavy
just
book.
100,000 years old that I lay on top. I have 2 of them because there wasn't enough for the whole English language. And those sit on there good 24 hours until that glue is completely dry.
Then you're ready for framing?
And then you're ready for framing. Then you take your painting, once it's all glued, once it has dried overnight, now you are able to be sure to sign your painting and also make sure that that has time to dry. I also use Elkins to sign my painting so I don't have to wait quite so long for that to dry, especially if I'm wanting to get it in a frame soon. And then I use Damar varnish. It's a spray varnish. And all you do is set the painting on something and just spray it lightly about 3 or 4 times to give it a nice even sheen, because your darker colors tend to dry a more matte finish than your lighter colors. And you'll find that when you give them an even finish, it really enhances the artwork. And then you're ready to pop it in a frame. And what I use are ready-made plein air frames. They're wonderful. And all you do is set the painting in the frame like this. And I have a little tool that I use, or you can use a little brad nailer or something like that, and you just go around the inside corners of that, and you have got a beautiful painting already finished that you brought back from Europe.